that the basic concept of primitive man or woman the logic behind this concept is that the evolution of civilization can be understood, in a sense, can be understood on the simile of the evolution of an individual human being. So, an individual human being goes through a development. So, there's the childhood, there's teenage adolescence, then you have manhood, and then you grow old. All those stages. So only when you are adult, you're mature enough to see things as they are. So the whole concept of maturity and immaturity also becomes very important. For example, in Kant's definition of modernity or enlightenment, for example. So the idea is that you can understand the civilization or cultures based on this example of individual self-development as well. So a civilization or culture, and then you can apply it to humanity as a whole, goes through these stages. So there was time when human beings as a whole, as human beings or mankind, a more appropriate word, mankind were like child. So that's, in that sense, they were primitive. Their understanding was childlike. So earlier men. And then, you have development, you have different ages. You have hunter-gatherers, and then you have farming and writing, and that's how mankind and the culture and civilization develops as well. And with the modern European civilization, we have reached our maturity because mankind's collective understanding has matured. So previous stages were more like, childlike stages or teenage stages or adolescent stages. But now modernity is when mankind has attained maturity, because their collective reason has attained maturity. It has developed. Now they see world as it should be seen as it is. But earlier human beings, they saw world from the lens of a childlike intellect. So that's the whole idea of primitive man. Now, Islamically speaking, primitive man, we reject all this theory because there's no such thing as primitive man. Primitive man in the collective sense, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent, our theory is that Allah ta'ala sent hidayah or guidance. So human beings were, and we were created with full senses, and earlier human beings were, they received guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So their cultures were the complete and perfect cultures. They got degenerated, or they went into degradation, or because of their avoidance of guidance and their prioritization of desire over guidance. On the other hand, the modernity's conception is that human beings, and their cultures and their civilization evolve like a child evolve. In the earlier stages of human civilization, the collective human intellect was childlike. And only now we have attained our maturity. So that's the whole Kantian idea of maturity and immaturity, and the whole concept of primitive man, etc. So Allama Iqbal is sort of accepting it. I don't know whether he's accepting it just as for time being, or he fully accepts it, or what. But we'll see. Okay, let's go back.